king is doing so much of become unjust, then what will happen? His ministers will become unjust. They will do injustice. His officers will become unjust. They will do injustice. His sons and daughters will become unjust. And all the ruffians in the society will become unjust. What will happen? The whole society will become unjust. So God guided him to fight a battle. And there was a big battle, Mahabharat, to establish the rule of justice. Nyayat apne bandh ko bhi dand dena dharma. For the sake of justice, even you have to punish your brother, your family members punish him, and God guided him, Krishna, to prepare Arjuna to fight a battle with his family members. And again, 1400 years ago, in Mecca, there were tribes, and there were barbarous, jungly tribes. They were looting the property, the things of the poor, those tribes. If they gave 10 rupees as loan, they will charge 10 rupees as interest. If the poor person cannot pay 20 rupees, they will charge 20 rupees as fine. If the poor person cannot pay 40 rupees, they will take away their cattle, their animals, their daughters, and they will do any treachery to them, misbehave with them. And God guided Muhammad to fight a battle. And God helped in all these cases. God helped Ram. He was armless. He has no army with him. And Ravana has big army. But Ram became successful. In Mahabharata also, God helped Arjuna. And he won the battle. He has only 7 Akshoni Sena, whereas there, the king has 11 Akshoni Senas. Akshoni, we don't know, 11 means 11, Akshoni means 11 million or 11 crores or what it is, we don't know. But we know it was a big army of biggest soldiers, the mightiest soldiers. They were all defeated. And so, single-handed, Muhammad was guided by God, and he fought the battle with those people, and they were all came down to realize the kingdom of God, the teachings of God. And ultimately the brotherhood principle was established. The Khuda is Rabbul Alameen. He is the creator of the entire universe. Allah is the maker of every one of us. एक खुदा के बंदे हैं, एक अल्लाह के बंदे हैं दुनिया के इंसान. एक खुदा ने सबको बनाया है, सब भाई भाई हैं. The main teaching of Quran is brotherhood. This was the principle. So these are the teachings for the whole of humanity. You cannot say this is the teaching for Muslims. If it is for Muslims, can it be called the teaching of God? And if it is the teaching of God, it is for the entire humanity. This is the message. So this should be given to the children. So I bear witness to my God, that thou hast created me to know thee. Know thee means know your teachings. And to worship means obey your teachings. The only and only way to worship God, the only way is to obey His teachings. There is no other way of worshipping. The rest of the rituals, we can do any kind of rituals. It is up to us. We can satisfy ourselves. But unless we know the teachings of God, unless we reflect on the teachings of God, 1 hour's reflection is preferable to 70 years of pious worship. If we read Holy Quran for 70 years, it is of no use. If we read Bhagavad Gita or Bible or Tripatak for 70 long years, it is of no use. Take a verse, एक कुरान की आयत ले लीजिए, reflect on it, go into the deep of it, understand its meaning. It is sufficient for you, not only for this life, for lives to come, thousands and millions of lives to come. That one teaching will be sufficient. There's so much of regenerative power in these holy books God has put into. These are the teachings of God. So, this is, to know God means know these teachings, and to obey these teachings is the worship of God. I testify this moment to my powerlessness and to thy might. God is very mighty. How do I know? Whosoever has recognized me, God says, will arise and serve me with such determination that the powers of the earth and heaven shall be unable to defeat his purpose. They were the manifestation of God. They realized God, and the powers of the earth and heaven was unable to defeat their purpose. Whosoever has recognized me will arise and serve me with such determination that the powers of the earth and heaven shall be unable to defeat his purpose. Their purpose was nobody could defeat their purpose. Their purpose was to establish a kingdom of God on earth. And they established the kingdom of God on earth. They proved that it is only the obedience to the command of teachings. It is only through the teachings, obedience to the teachings, that you can be happy, prosperous, healthy, you can be successful. The only way to succeed in life, only way for happiness to life is to obey the teachings of God. There is no other way for the happiness, for the joy of life, or anything. You can't achieve anything without it. So dear friends, basic purpose of all the religion is to safeguard the interest and promote the unity of the human race. The progressive revelation means religious truth is revealed by God progressively and cyclically over a time through a series of divine teachers, and that their teachings are tailored to suit the needs of different ages and places of their appearance. It is a progressively revealed religion. So 5,000 years ago, the message came from the same God to Krishna through Bhagavad Gita. 2,500 years ago, the same message was repeated. The ethical teachings, spiritual teachings is the same, but the social teaching was no caste, upper caste, lower caste. He said, Samyak Gyan, all are equal in the sight of God. Caste system was created for a society very much different from that of today, and it was created by man, not by God. God has not created any upper caste or lower caste. Buddha said, these are the creations of man himself, not of God. It is against the teachings of God. If you believe in caste system, that is against the teachings of God. He said the principle of equality, all are equal in the sight of God. Then again, 2,000 years ago, through Bible, God has revealed His word. He said, the kingdom of earth will belong to those who are kind and compassionate. The only way to achieve the blessings of God is your kindness and compassion. If you are not kind, if you are not compassionate, blessings of God will not be achieved. Holy Quran teaches us as brotherhood. Khuda is Rabbul Alameen. He is not Rabbul Muslimin. He is not the Rabb of Musliman. He is the Rabb of Alameen. He is the Rabb of the whole world. Whole humanity has been created by one Allah, one God. This is the teaching of God. Because God is one. He has created us all. This is what Muhammad said. So this is all Rabbul Alameen. And then Guru Granth Sahib says, Sacha Sauda, true sacrifice. True sacrifice means we must sacrifice for each other. Husband should sacrifice for wife. Wife should sacrifice for husband. Parents sacrifice for the children. Children must sacrifice for their parents. In the society, teachers must sacrifice for the society, and society gives them. Likewise, in society, everybody should sacrifice for everybody. No country will be prosperous, healthy or no society will survive without the people's sacrifice. It is a sacrifice. So he said this. Baha'u'llah 200 years ago came, he said, unity of hearts. O my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them the great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor and grant them strength to serve thee. So this is the teaching. So I testify at this moment to my powerlessness and to my might. How do I know God is mighty? We can know only if we see these manifestations, how they become so mighty. Because they recognize God. Whosoever has recognized me will arise and serve me with such determination that the powers of the earth and heaven shall be unable to defeat his purpose. The purpose of these manifestations, God could not be defeated by all the treachery was done to them. All kinds of treachery was done. Muhammad lived in Mecca for 13 long years under utter the fear of death. All the time his life was threatened by death. Killers were after him. And all these people have suffered. Jesus suffered. He was put to cross. Krishna suffered. He was in prison for many years. Buddha suffered. He left for home. And Nanak suffered. And Baha'u'llah suffered for 40 long years in a prison.
यह थे सिटी मॉन्टेसोरी स्कूल के संस्थापक प्रबंधक एवं प्रख्यात शिक्षाविद डॉक्टर जगदीश गांधी, जिनका मानना है आज मानव जाति को जय जगत के नारे को बुलंद करने की आवश्यकता है तथा विश्व में वास्तविक शांति लाने के लिए बच्चे ही सबसे सशक्त माध्यम हैं। डॉक्टर गांधी द्वारा शिक्षाप्रद आध्यात्मिक बातें इन प्रतिष्ठित चैनलों द्वारा नित्य प्रसारित की जाती हैं तथा रोजाना उनके विचार CMS FM रेडियो 90.4 मेगाहर्ट्ज से भी प्रसारित किए जाते हैं। छात्रों, शिक्षकों व अभिभावकों के मार्गदर्शन हेतु डॉक्टर जगदीश गांधी द्वारा लिखित पुस्तकें साहित्य भारती इंटरनेशनल, न्यूमन ग्रुप, 4C, अंसारी रोड, दरियागंज, नई दिल्ली 110002 से प्राप्त की जा सकती हैं। To heal the world with the power of Jai Jagat, City Montessori School since 1959 has been actively working to construct the defences of peace in the minds of students, for which CMS in the year 2002 was awarded with the UNESCO Prize for Peace Education. A Guinness World Record holder for being the largest city school in terms of number of students enrolled. CMS education revolves around the twin poles of godliness and globalism through 4 pillars of education, namely universal values, excellence in all things, global understanding, and service to humanity. It is no wonder that City Montessori School's Gomti Nagar first campus has been awarded first prize for academic reputation at all India level by the Education World magazine in its India School rankings of 2015. It is also awarded first prize for being the best co-ed school in Lucknow as well as in Uttar Pradesh. CMS founder Dr. Jagdish Gandhi has been motivating parents and generations of good and smart children through holding special prayer assemblies and divine education conferences.
54 years ago, I started this school on 1st of July 1959. The kind of education that is being given to the children is only material. But I realized the man has three realities of life. Man is a material being, man is a human being, man is a divine being. He needs a balanced education of all the three realities of life. Therefore, I started this school with a mission to impart a balanced education to the children. Mahatma Gandhi said, I will not follow the beaten track. I follow this. I will create my own path. I have created my own path to bring about a change through education. Change the mindset of the children.
Baha'i faith says the human purpose is to learn, to know, and to love God through such methods as prayer, reflection, and being service to humanity. Welcome to the modern architectural marvel of India, the Baha'i Temple.
As the Father hath loved me, so have I loved you. Continue ye in my love.
Welcome, honorable dignitaries, Prime Minister of the Republic of Guyana, His Excellency Mr. Moses Veerasamy Nagamutu, Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, His Excellency Mr. Anirudh Jagannath, former President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Mr. Kgalema Motlanthe, President of the Republic of Mauritius, His Excellency Mr. Kasamuddin, President of the Republic of Croatia, His Excellency Mr. Stejepan Mezic, President of the Republic of Sudan, His Excellency Mr. Abdul Rahman Swar Al Dahab, Governor General of the Republic of Tuvalu, His Excellency Sir Iakobati Italeli, 200 Chief Justices and judges from 63 countries to City Montessori School at Lucknow, the recipient of the UNESCO Prize for Peace Education in 2002. The school management, led by the founder director City Montessori School, Dr. Bharati Gandhi, President and Chief Operating Officer CMS, Professor Geeta Gandhi Kingdon, Director of Strategy, Mr. Roshan Faruhi, Head of Quality Assurance and Innovations Department CMS, Ms. Sushmita Basu, principals of 20 CMS campuses, gave a rousing reception to the delegates at the CMS World Unity Convention Center auditorium, to the welcome symphony played by the Bagpiper Band consisting of students of CMS Country Road campus, and loud cheering by the lovely children of the campus dressed in all religion regalia, holding flags of the countries represented by the guests. Friends, we present before you World Judiciary, the humanity's last hope. Nobel laureate in economics Jean Timbergen in 1969 had said, "Mankind's problems can no longer be solved by national governments. What is needed is a world government. This can best be achieved by strengthening the United Nations system. In this Model United Nations here, we discuss the present world scenario wherein it is necessary to strengthen the United Nations organization by suitably amending its charter so as to make it a more effective body for preventing wars, resolving international disputes, countering terrorism, conservation and protection of environment, ensuring nuclear disarmament, and evolving enforceable world law to ensure world peace and prosperity and a safe future for children.
I, Ilika Tripathi, welcome you all to this session of Chief Justice's Model United Nations Conference. As Jimi Hendrix has aptly put, only when the power of love overwhelms the love of power will the world be a truly safe place. And hence, to take a step towards realizing this aim, we are here today to discuss reviews to reform the United Nations Charter to make the provisions of international law more universally enforceable through the formation of a world parliament. To moderate this session, we have here with us Mr. Vasudev Tangri, serving as the Secretary General, seated to my right. I, Ilika Tripathi, serving as the Chairperson, and Mr. Gauran Sani, serving as the Deputy Chairperson, seated to my left. Any motions on the floor? Delegate of Zambia.
The delegate of Zambia would like to propose a motion to establish the general speakers list, individual speakers time being 60 seconds.
Thank you, Delegate. That motion is in order. We will be voting on the motion proposed by the delegate of Zambia. All those who second this motion? Oppositions? Seeing none, this motion clearly passes.
All those speakers wishing to speak, for now.
Delegate of Mauritius, you are recognized.
Mauritius is one of the most developed countries in Africa. With one of the highest GDPs, it is an economic stronghold nestled within a burgeoning continent. Despite having one of the most favorable environments of lifestyle, Mauritius has endured a number of problems owing to the undesired elasticity of international law, like in the case of Chagos Archipelago dispute. International law can be understood as a set of legislations which is at last in the hands of individual nations to agree with or not, to enforce it through the domestic judicial system or not, or to comply with whatever obligations it has undertaken or not. This means that the individual states are not obliged to abide by the obligations undertaken by international law. Now let's see it in this way. If a citizen of country X can give up his or her sovereign rights to the states and allow the state to make legislations for her, why can't the states as the members of the world legislations do the same? Therefore, setting up of a universal body that would work for the universality, enforcement and compliance of international law must be considered. This would work for the betterment of the humankind. Thank you.
Delegate of the United States of America, you have the floor for 60 seconds.
The world today is undergoing a difficult phase in human history. On one hand, scientific and technological advancement and globalization have opened new vistas. On the other hand, it has created many problems multiplying faster than the efforts to contain them. Global warming and climatic change, nuclear proliferation, lawlessness and terrorism, civil and ethnic wars, and danger of Third World War are matters of global concern. All global problems require global solutions. They cannot be solved by individual sovereign governments on their own. Perhaps the choice before all who inhabit this earth is whether unification of humankind will happen after unimaginable horrors precipitated by humanity's obstinate clinging to old patterns of behavior, or is it to be embraced now by an act of consultative will? It needs serious consideration whether world unity and world peace is achievable by strengthening the United Nations organization or by completely switching over to a totally new world order.
Delegate of Russia, you've been recognized.
The Russian Federation is a transcontinental country in Eurasia. Russia is the largest country of the world, covering more than 1/8 of the Earth's inhabited land area. Being the largest nation, the list of challenges is endless. Never before the trade of commodities has been as large and the interdependency of economies as important. However, it is also true that never before the inequality has been as desperate, the price of resources as high, the power of multinationals as concentrated, and the destruction of our ecosystems as serious. How the Russian Federation is calling for the creation of a parliamentary body that represents majority as well as the minorities. Ruling party just as the parties in the opposition, in order to make one common interest rule over the lawless global system of the international relations. Hence, being an important member nation of the world community, the Russian Federation gives its consent to the formation of the World Parliament.
शिक्षात्मक सांस्कृतिक कार्यक्रम एवं चिंतन हेतु विश्व एकता सत्संग में आप सभी सपरिवार सादर आमंत्रित हैं।